You say you want more from life, yet every day you hesitate. You scroll, you dream, you wait hoping for the perfect moment, the magical feeling, that wave of motivation strong enough to push you forward. But deep down, you already know the truth. That moment isn't coming. And every second you wait, your future slips further from your grasp. You don't need more inspiration. You need to force yourself to take action. This is the brutal truth most people are too afraid to face. Motivation is not the spark that starts your fire, it's the smoke that follows the flame. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll wait forever. Action isn't optional. It's the price you pay to claim the life you want. Because if you don't act now, you'll keep spinning in circles, watching other people build the life you could have had. You don't need another excuse, you need a decision. A relentless decision to move, to push forward even when your mind screams no. This is about breaking the invisible chains holding you back. It's about overcoming procrastination, fear, and self-doubt by doing the one thing you've refused to do. Start. Force yourself to take that first step, and watch how fast your life begins to change. Because once you move, once you act with discipline, not emotion, you unlock the power that's been sleeping inside you. This video is not for those who want to stay comfortable. It's for those ready to fight for their goals. Ready to become the version of themselves they keep imagining. You were not made to hesitate. You were made to move. And today is the day you begin. You already know what you need to do. The plan is clear. The goal is right there, and yet nothing. Hours pass, days drift away, and the task stays untouched. Not because you're lazy, not because you're incapable, but because you've been trained to wait. Trained to believe that motivation must come first. That some magical force will one day lift you off the couch, carry you to your dream life. But that belief, that myth, is the trap keeping you stuck. The truth is brutal and simple. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Success doesn't knock on the door of the man hoping to be inspired. It answers only to those who take action, especially when they don't feel like it. And here's the secret most people never learn: movement creates motivation, not the other way around. When you act even in uncertainty, even through fear, you ignite a fire inside that can't be found in stillness. You begin to see, you begin to learn. The fog clears only when your feet begin to move. Clarity does not visit the man who sits and thinks. It reveals itself to the man who walks forward anyway. You've been told to wait for the right moment, but the right moment is the one you create by moving. By dialing that number, sending that message, writing that first sentence, whatever the action, no matter how small, the act of doing triggers a chain reaction of energy, confidence, and growth. If you want to overcome procrastination, you must stop trying to feel ready and start taking responsibility for your future. You must force yourself to begin. A young man once dreamed of wealth and greatness. He read every book, watched every video, every course, but still nothing changed. Why? Because knowledge without action is wasted power. He waited for motivation to give him courage. But courage, like confidence, is born from doing. You build self-discipline by choosing progress over comfort, action over excuses. You do not think your way into greatness, you act your way there. Look at the giants of history. Did they wait to feel certain? No, they leapt. They failed. They fell and then stood again. Edison didn't wait for the right mood to invent the light bulb. He showed up every day. Ford didn't wait for the world to believe in cars. He built them. Not one of these men waited to feel inspired. They created results through relentless action. And the world followed. The man who moves gains insight. The man who hesitates gains nothing but regret. Each step taken, no matter how small, eliminates doubt. Inaction, on the other hand, breeds fear, overthinking, and self-sabotage. You already have what it takes. You just haven't used it yet. So stop waiting. Start moving. Your future is built by the actions you take today. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now take action now, and momentum will carry you where motivation never could. There it is again, that voice, quiet at first but persistent. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if this all falls apart? It's the voice of fear, and if you let it speak too long, it will run your life. Fear doesn't just paralyze, it deceives. It convinces you that hesitation is wisdom, that waiting is safety, and that caution is the path forward. But here's the truth: fear is a liar. The path to success is littered with what-ifs. Every great accomplishment, every massive breakthrough was born in the shadow of doubt. The difference between those who win and those who stay stuck is not the absence of fear, it's their refusal to let fear decide. If you want to take control of your life, you must learn to act in the face of fear. You must feel it and move anyway. Fear disguises itself as logic. It tells you that you're being reasonable, that maybe now isn't the right time, that you should just wait until things are more certain. But fear doesn't protect your dreams, it kills them slowly, day by day, while convincing you it's doing you a favor. The uncomfortable truth: most of the things you fear never happen. The rejection you dread, the failure you imagine, the embarrassment you play over and over in your head, they're phantoms. Empty shadows. Fear isn't rooted in reality. It thrives in inaction. The longer you wait, the more your doubts grow. But the moment you take that first bold step, fear begins to shrink. Think about this. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is doing it afraid. It's dialing the number while your hands shake. It's hitting publish when your voice is full of doubt. It's standing on the stage, not because you feel confident, but because you won't let fear win. Fear feeds on silence, but action silences fear. A man cannot become who he was meant to be if he allows fear to guide his choices. To unlock your full potential, you must confront your fear and move through it. That's how confidence is built, not from affirmations, not from waiting until you feel brave, but from doing hard things again and again, until you realize the fear had no power to begin with. Every time you act in spite of fear, you send a message to your mind, I'm in control now. Not my emotions, not my insecurities, me. This is how mental toughness is forged. This is how leaders are born. So when fear whispers to you, whisper back, watch me. And then do it anyway. Dial the number, launch the product, speak your truth, take the course, start the business, post the video, make the move. Because the only thing between you and your breakthrough is the decision to act despite the fear. Fear will always be there. But from this day forward, it no longer has the final word. There's a dangerous idea that has infected too many minds, the belief that confidence must come before action. That you need to feel certain, feel ready, feel bold before you begin. But that's not how it works. That's not how anything worth doing ever gets done. Because confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you earn. And the only currency is action. You can't think your way into greatness. You can't plan your way into certainty. The only way to build confidence is to do the things scared, unsure, unprepared, and prove to yourself that you can. A young man once stood on the edge of his dreams. He had the plans, the knowledge, the vision. But still, he hesitated. Day after day, he rehearsed his ideas, refined his strategy, and waited for a moment when he'd finally feel ready. That moment never came. It never does. And so his dream stayed stuck in his head, brilliant but unrealized. What he didn't know was this: confidence comes from doing, not waiting, not watching, not preparing, doing. You want to break through that mental wall you keep hitting. Force yourself to take action. Force yourself to make the move before the fear talks you out of it. Push through the discomfort, because what's on the other side is power. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build rep by rep, step by step, win by win. Every bold move you take strengthens your belief in yourself. Every challenge you face willingly adds a brick to the foundation of who you are becoming. Confidence is the result of seeing yourself overcome something you once believed you couldn't. That's how transformation happens. That's how momentum begins. And here's the magic most people miss: once you act, momentum takes over. That's the force that changes everything. The moment you stop thinking and start moving, your energy shifts, your brain wakes up. Your fear begins to fade. Every action tells your mind, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm becoming. Momentum doesn't care how small your first step is, it just needs you to take it. The salesman paralyzed before his first call unlocks something powerful the moment he dials that number. His voice might tremble, his words might stumble, but that call becomes the catalyst. And with every call after that, confidence rises. He didn't wait to feel bold. The hardest part is always the beginning. That moment where resistance hits you like a wall, when your mind feeds you excuses, your body wants comfort, and your emotions scream for escape. But here's the truth: resistance is not the enemy, it's the signal that action is necessary. The greater the resistance, the more powerful the result on the other side. You think you need motivation. You don't. What you need is movement. Because once you take that first uncomfortable, imperfect, inconvenient step, momentum wakes up. And momentum, once in motion, becomes your greatest ally. Momentum is the invisible power that separates the successful from the stuck. It doesn't matter how small the action is, what matters is that it happens consistently. Because every step forward, no matter how minor, is a brick laid in the foundation of your future. Every repetition builds muscle. Every page written sharpens clarity. Discipline turns hesitation into habit. You don't rise because you feel like it. You rise because you made a decision. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. And when you choose discipline over emotion, you start to dominate the inner war that keeps most people average. The key is not to rely on willpower. It's to structure your life in a way that forces movement. If you wait to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. But if you set the alarm, write the goal, and commit in advance, then you remove the decision from the emotion of the moment. A man with a goal and a system will always outperform the man who's waiting for the right mood.